Hi, I'm Belinda and welcome to Belinda's Baubles, episode 26. Today is April 19th, 2025, and it's about 11 o'clock at night. It's been a long day, it's been a long weekend, it's already been a long month. I'll get into some of that at the end to let you know what's been going on, but at the moment, suffice it to say, I am so sorry it's taken me this long into the month to get back with you guys to draw the prizes, because we have a lot going on in this episode. I reached my 500 subscribers and announced that in the last episode, so I'm going to be drawing a gift prize there. And then for the topping out mount, Mandy at Mouse Witch Yarn, she's already drawn the prizes that she's doing for that. Thank you guys so much for participating and just having a great time finishing these objects that we had hanging on from last year or years prior, because it really did inspire me. I have 4 physical prizes here that I'm going to be drawing for that. So let's get moving with a few things. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Welcome any new subscribers also. I think I'm up to about 515 now. So our community keeps growing and I'm excited about that. If there are commercials and stuff, please do just forward through them or get past them as best you can, because I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not that big of a YouTuber at this point. So where to find me is down in the description box. I am on Instagram, Ravelry, you can email me, and I have a Ko-fi account. All of that is there. So you can just come aboard and message me anywhere you want, or on the on the YouTube channel. I'm accessible in all these platforms. My brain is going in 100 different directions. What I'm wearing. All right, so this is the Rivage Top by Drops. It's a free pattern. I finished it last year and I went back this month and I picked out the bottom. It was done with a kind of an A-line to it and had a ribbed bottom, and I just did not care for it. And it just felt a little short too. So I ended up, had plenty of yarn. I picked out the bottom. I added about 2.5 inches to it, and then did a garter stitch, a garter stitch edging on the bottom. Okay, let me see if I can get up without causing too much issue. All right, so this is much longer. I did a little video on the Circulo, what is this called? I have it here. I have it here in front of me. Hold on. Circulo Whoopie. I used 2 of their big cake wheels. And when I first made it, it was kind of rough. This is the same yarn that they use for the cotton yarn that they use for their kits and everything, and it was not soft at all. Okay, so I have washed this thing about 4 or 5 times now, and it is much softer. It has a lot better drape and is comfortable, and I'm wearing this a lot more. In fact, since I redid the bottom this month, this is probably about my 3rd day wearing it, so it's getting a lot more washes. But I would recommend the Rivage Top. I want to do another one because it just has this little eyelet on the sleeves. Otherwise, it's very plain, but it just has and up here at the neckline is garter. And so it has this nice open neckline. So it's comfortable. It looks a little bit like a little jewel here and here. And I just like that little detail. So enough about what I am wearing. Let's get on to the rest. I've got my computer down here to kind of open a whole bunch of pages and keep us moving. How about we draw for 500 subscribers? Okay, so I asked in the last video that you put just the number 500 somewhere in a comment, and what the prize is if you're as long as you're somewhere where I can get to you via Amazon, I'm going to send you a gift basket. So I've pulled up a YouTube picker, put in the keyword 500, and loaded this video. And there are 25 comments that it's going to pick from. Sorry, this penny is going to come in handy in a minute. And now we're going to pick the winner. See if we can do this without it. That was fast. All right, so the winner is Deborah Neal 934. All right, so Deborah Neal 934. I'll put it down here below also. Please do contact me either through Instagram, email, not on the comments down below, but please contact me through one of those private areas where you can send me your address, and I will get something sent out to you really quick. Congratulations, and thank you for being a subscriber. All right. By the way, subscribing doesn't cost you anything. You push the little button down below, and all it does is it helps me grow my channel and helps YouTube know that you're liking the channel. Comments help with that. Likes help with that. All of that helps YouTube know that my channel's worth sharing with others. Okay. So I'm going to leave that up so I can get that information going. And now we are heading over to topping out Mal. Now, if you're not interested in these prize winnings and everything, I will have tabs down below so you can skip ahead to my other areas such as finished objects, new construction. I have an inspired by Bill section as well as life section. So if this is not something you're interested in, you are welcome to skip ahead. You won't hurt my feelings. But if you want to stick around and see what kind of prizes happen on this channel, please do. Okay, so topping out Mal was done along with Mandy with Mouse's Makes. And she pulled hers, and you had a chance if you entered into both of our channels that you could have doubled your chances. So how I'm going to do this is I have pulled up a picker wheel. And I have put in here from number 2 to number 138. Because Mandy has, on both of the finished objects threads, Mandy and I both, the first thread is us explaining the thread. So Mandy has 138 on hers. I think I have 113, 114 on mine. So what I am going to do is I'm going to have it pick a number. If it is a number that has that's both on mine and Mandy's threads, then I'm going to take my handy dandy penny here, and I'm going to flip the penny. If it's heads, it'll be off of my thread. If it's tails, it'll be off Mandy's thread. So, are y'all ready? I have 4 prizes I'm going to be drawing for, and the first prize I'm going to draw for is 3 skeins of Barocco Isola. This is 38% cotton, 36% linen, 26% viscose, 284 yards to 100 grams. It's made in Italy. It's considered a number 3, and it's color 8932. They're all the same lot, and I've made some summer tops out of this before, and I absolutely love them. It's wonderful yarn for summer. All right, so we're drawing for this first. Sorry, they're kind of squished because I've kept everything compacted and together. All right, so are y'all ready? And a random number. Where's, oh, see where I have to go to. Oop, there's my button. Oh, I'm supposed to push the spin on the wheel. Yeah. Brainchild here. Okay. Are y'all ready? Here we go. All right, so number 113. And I think we've got this on both. So give me a second here. Okay, it took me a second to understand what was going on. Okay, so on 113, there is a possible winner from both mine and Mandy's channels. So we're going to flip the penny. Oh, I did it. And it's heads. All right. So heads there. So that's off of my channel. And this is an email entry. All right, Evie, you won. This is an email entry. It was a 2024 shawl. So congratulations, Evie. Email me, send me a message on Instagram, and I will, with your address, and I'll get these sent out to you. Okay, so that's number 1. So see, you can even get to us for prizes through email. Next one up is going to be this. These are some items that I picked up at the Knitting McPurley thing. So this is a cute little notions pouch, and this is, I don't want to pull it all the way out, but this is actually an apron with a towel attached, and it's got all the sweater stuff on it. And these were made by, sorry, Delightful Works. See if you can see that. And it's also going to come with a mini. This is by Sweet Mountain Crafts. It's called Howdy Y'all, and it's a, I think she just had this for the retreat. I don't think this colorway is available away from the retreat. I'm not sure on that. It says this hankette coordinates with a full skein of the retreat exclusive. But she does have some great yarn, Sweet Mountain Crafts. And she's out of Cody, Wyoming. This is 80/20 merino nylon, 78 yards for 20 grams. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so for this prize, here we go. This is going to be such a fun episode to edit. And what number? 41. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a 41 on both. All right, y'all ready? Here goes the coin toss. Okay, I'm bad at coin tosses. And it's tails. This time is tails. So this one is coming off of Mandy's. And the winner is JTW26. And for a pair of socks, this is Ricky Socks, R-I-C-K-E. If you can please contact me either by email or on Ravelry or Instagram. That's actually true. Y'all can contact me on Ravelry. You know where I'm at there. You had to have known where I am there. Okay. Next up, now we're getting into the bags made by my stepmom, Donna. And we have here this gorgeous Paris triangular sock bag. The little zipper here and pink inside, and it comes with a coordinating, sorry, excuse the plastic. It comes with a coordinating Charming You skein of yarn and chibi sock, cogs, and whiskers. All right, so here is the prize we're drawing for next. If I end up getting the same number a second time, because I'm not removing those numbers, then it would go to the other person automatically. Okay, so yeah. There's my spinner. Here we go. Number 21. Okay, so I'm going to assume that number 21, let's just go ahead and flip the, do the coin flop. Heads. So number 21 in mine, see here. Yep, that's Mandy's thread. Hold on. 21. Here we go. I go all the way to page 1. And this is another email entry. Allison King, her email entry. She did a, here we go. I can't think what it is, the hat tube. Please do contact me. You have my email address, I know, and send me your address and I will get this prize out to you. Okay, one more. I don't think we've duplicated anybody yet. I can't remember who all won on Mandy's. Oops, fell over. And I've been keeping the yarns and everything in plastic. Okay. Excuse me a second. Went ahead and got rid of the plastic that time. Okay, so this is for a slightly larger bag. You could probably get a shawl in here, maybe even a sweater, zipper, and little blue flowers on the inside. And I have coordinated it with another Charming You chibi sock. This is in Rain Man, R-E-I-G-N. Those coordinate pretty good. All right, let's see where this is going to go. Here we go. See, now I'm finally getting the hang of this and it'll be over. Here we go. Who is it going to be? I'm excited. Can you tell? That's a cool number. Number 99. Number 99. Okay. So heads or tails? Let's see which one is. No, I know I'm not too good at this, but I'm just trying to be as random as possible and have a little bit of fun at the same time. And I dropped it. And it's tails. Can you see that? It's tails. So this one is coming off of Mandy's. So let's see who number 99 is. Lynecki. Sorry about that. It looks like it's Lynecki. Lynecki 2. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for making this such an exciting make-along. And we'll see what happens for next year. If Mandy still wants to do it again, I'm definitely up for it. But we'll have some great fun, and I hope you guys had a great time finishing off those projects. I can't remember. I think I may have finished about 3 or 4. So, of course, I could cast on more than that. But that was still getting some things out the door, and I have actually finished off one more that I was wanting to get done during topping out, but got it done afterwards. But hey, it's this year. I'm still happy. Okay, so let me clear the boards here. Okay, finished objects. I'm going to move my computer over here. I have 3 finished objects, and it's only been, what, 3 weeks since I recorded last? The first one is my basic set-in sleeve vest by Ann Budd. I modeled this after her set-in sleeve sweater, and it's made from the pattern in this book. This is the book that Bill kept telling me I needed to try. He does most of his sweaters and vests and everything are based out of that book. And so he kept telling me I needed to try it. So I decided to go ahead and try it while I'm trying out these superwash or non-superwash wools and the little project I'm doing with that. If you haven't been here before for this, I'm basically testing my limits with my allergy or my what seems to be an allergic reaction to wool. And so I'm just testing it out. And so far I've tried some different ones, and I'll do a video all on that. But this was one of my projects, and hey, I made it all the way through this. I'm wearing it and everything. Sorry, I mean, I've been wearing it and everything with no issues. So this is, I'm trying to remember what size. Hold on. Getting more into my notes here. The yarn is Knit Picks Simply Wool. It is their new Eco Wool. It is soft. It's not as soft as some of the others that I've gotten from small mills, but it's still pretty soft. It is a non-superwash, non-chemical milled wool, non-dyed. These are all natural colors. And they are in I think it's Windy, I think it's the top one, Winkle, Wilbur, and Wordsworth, I think is how it went. And the way that I did this is you basically pick your needles and you get gauge as far as to find out how many stitches per inch. And then you go into the book and you get the directions for the size you want for that number of stitches per inch. So you can use any yarn, any needle, and you can work your way through. I used US 8, US 9 for my needles. And this is set to be, worked and sewn together, but I wanted to do it in the round. So I picked my ribbing in the bottom and I did a 3x1 rib. And then the number of stitches that said to cast on, I deleted 4 stitches because there would be 2 stitches on each side that you would be sewing together. So I cast on 4 less stitches and worked in the round. I tried a fade formula at first, but I just didn't like it. So I ripped that back and did this. So I just knit until I was basically out of that skein. Did the same thing for the second one. So this, the only one I have anything left of, I have a little bit of this and a little bit of this one. And I did weigh them. Let's see here. 74 grams of this one here. And I used 71 grams of this one. And then I used the full skein on these 2. And you get to choose what you're going to be doing with your sleeves. You choose your collar. So I did an I-cord for the edging. Just a 3-stitch I-cord. And then I decided to do the 3x1 rib. But for the last inch, I just did knit stitch so that I would get a rolled edge. And I'm loving how this turned out. It's just so cozy, and I'm so happy I had a chance to wear it. I'll put a picture here of me wearing it at the yarn shop over at On the Lamb, because it got cool enough for one Sunday that I got to wear it over for Fiber Day. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is I finished my Summer Secret crop that I started last year. Okay, so I have been wearing this like crazy as well. You may notice it's not cropped. And my bands are much wider than her little I-cord bands. So this is what, and I have all my notes on Ravelry that I'm going over with you guys to let, and the links are below if you want to take a look at those. Now, I did this in a size large using a US size 8, and this is Cadia Aqua. I love, look at that. It's in the color red. Okay, so they're 50-gram balls, 109 yards, so it would be considered a DK. It's 50% cotton and 50% polyester that comes from ocean plastic. They call it a worsted. I call it more of a DK. And what I modified with is that I knit the body to 16 inches because you start at the bottom. And then I did a 24-stitch strap. And this is the way I'm going to go from now on because it covers the bra with no issues whatsoever. Sorry, it's a little bit higher here, and then the back has a little bit of ribbing on it. But yeah, no problem whatsoever with covering the bra strap, no peeking, no issues. And I'm definitely going to stick with this 24-stitch I-cord for straps from now on, because I do make this. This is like my 4th Summer Secret crop. It is my go-to for a summer top because I can just wear it underneath things, and in the wintertime I can layer it. Okay. That's that. Then, you ready for this one? Happy Easter, by the way. Or by the time you see this, Easter will have just passed. But this is, I got this kit at Walmart last Christmas or right before Christmas for $5. It was in their clearance section and I held on to it for Easter. So this is the Laura Mrs. Bunny Amigurumi kit by Circulo. It came with all the different things that you need to make it. And the only thing was, since this was Circulo, it felt the same as far as the yarn. I decided that Laura needed to match me. So I used leftovers from this top to make her top. Isn't she adorable? And of course, I made some modifications. Okay, so this is my first time using a Circulo pattern, and there were some issues. A couple of things that I wasn't quite so happy with. It comes with a crochet hook. It comes with yarn to do all of this, safety eyes, and it had plenty of yarn to make this. My issue was that nowhere on this paper does it say that this is in US terms. Me as an experienced crocheter, I know it's in US terms as far as whenever you're looking down through it because it's all these single crochets, but it just doesn't say here. And this is, you know, I would think it would. Also, did I bring it up? It does not list the colors names. It lists the color number on the skeins or balls of yarn. It does not have a color number. So you have to read down through and match it up to the picture to find out what color is what. So those were the two main things. As far as, I would not call this a beginner pattern. After someone has made a few things, they would probably be able to figure it out. I mean, like, it's made where, excuse her immodesty here, you start with your leg, one leg, then you do the other leg, and then add your red on, or for me, red, come across and grab hold of this one. And then you start moving forward. It gives very little instructions on how to connect the two legs. It was not clear. I had to read through it several times, and I'm hoping I did it correctly. It worked, but I don't know for sure. But as far as, I really like the way they have it designed with going all the way up the body, and the only parts that you sew on are the arms and the ears, because you're not even sewing this one on because you're sewing it, you're picking up the stitches. So, and you pick up these stitches. Now it does call for a little fluffy tail, and I'm making this for a baby, so I wanted it to be a little steadier. So I just took the same thing from the start of the ear and then decreased down and sewed it on real good to make a little fluffy kind of ball of a tail. And because it is for a baby, I didn't want to use safety eyes. So instead, these are painted on. I painted on the eyes and the nose and mouth. And I recorded a video to show you how I do this. I didn't see anywhere on YouTube where anyone else was doing this. And I've been doing it this way for years, especially with baby gifts and things like that, to do the painted on eyes. And this is fully washable. No problem whatsoever washing it in the washing machine. They don't come off or anything. But that video on, if you're interested in how to do this, I will be releasing that video probably in the next few weeks. So, isn't she adorable? I really do. They even gave you the stuffing and everything. So I didn't stuff her real tight. I wanted her to be soft. There's no stuffing in the ears, so she can have her to fly away. And it's just, you know, I want to sit here and play with her for a while. She's going to dance for me. But she's going to be heading off into a great niece's Easter basket tomorrow. So by the time you see this video, I will no longer have her in my hands. So that is it for finished objects for me. Next up, I have new construction. I just have a couple of items I want to go over with you. I know this is going to be a really long video. I apologize for that, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. So this is See My Vest, Chunky by Emily Baldwin, Bolduan. And it is a simple, it's just a simple vest. Sorry. I am making it with Barocco Vintage Chunky. This is, let's see if it's got a color. Gotta have a color in here. Oh, color is 6113, so it's just a light blue. It's 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. And you get 136 yards per 100 gram. It's so soft. Now I am holding that. I had the information here somewhere. I had the information here somewhere. Hold on, it should be over here. I'm doing a 2XL, and I'm using a US 9 and US 10.5 for my needles. I've gone up the needle just because I'm a tight. Yeah, the Vintage Chunky, they're saying that the colorway is actually called Misty. And this is Laine du Nord Arme in white, colorway 1800, and it's just a shimmer. You see if I can get the shimmer. It doesn't know what to do with it. So anyways, I am holding that together. I've just gotten started. Haven't done very far. And of course, I'm in the middle of a row. Isn't that beautiful? See if I can get it to shimmer for you here. Come on, catch the light. Okay, I am hoping it's shimmering in all this, because it's just picking up the baby blue and sparkling, and I am loving it. So I kind of wanted just something soft, but that would sparkle, and I could dress it up, dress it down, and have some fun with it. And, you know, and something quick. I'm not going to be wearing this anytime soon, that's for sure. It's going to be way too hot. Okay, the next one is the Cabled Cowl. This is by Morella Moments. And this is a free pattern. I'm using needles US 7 and US 9 and Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Worsted. This is part of my non-superwash wool. All I've done is I've cast it on. I now have a sty on one eye, so my eyes are itching pretty bad already, so I'm not going to work on this until I can do something more. But this is some wool my brother Bill gave me that he had, that he made a sweater out of the rest of it, but he had 2 skeins worth left that he had repurposed. So this has already been washed. So it hasn't bothered me really bad, but it has bothered me a little bit. And I'm wondering if that's because he had already washed it. So we're going to see. I'm going to keep going with it. But this is a light, has little tiny cowls all the way around. And I'll put a picture up here to show you what it's supposed to look like whenever it's done. But I just wanted a small project that I could work on with that. Okay. So that's it for my projects. Now, I have an inspired by Bill section here. I don't have any of these projects here, but I am going to show you some pictures. So these are two projects that Bill's been working on lately. The first one is the Baby Surprise Jacket 1969 by Elizabeth Zimmerman. Okay, you've got to remember, I've only been knitting for about 5 years. So there's a lot of these older patterns and things that everybody's done that I haven't. And he started showing me these pictures of him making this. And all I'm thinking of is this looks like origami. And then all of a sudden you have a baby jacket. Something that I really like, as far as you know from the bonnet that I did, I only had the 2 strings of yarn to weave in. It's the same with this. At the end, you cast it on, you work it all in one piece. You have your yarn at the end, and then you sew up the shoulder and sleeve and add the buttons in, and that's it. And the way that he said that she does it is you put buttonholes on both sides in case you don't know if it's a boy or a girl. And then once you find out if it's a boy or a girl, all you have to do is put the buttons on the correct side. Now, the pattern, I've got information down below on where you can find the pattern if you're interested in it. It's not on Ravelry, but it's in a book or 2, I think now, or you can buy, I bought a digital because I want to try this. It's all this squishy garter. And I want a garter jacket to wear instead of a coat. And I'm thinking this would be perfect for me because she's got instructions in here. I think her grandson helped her put it in there to where you can size it all the way up into adults. And so I want to try this out for myself. Okay, so the other one, let's see if there was anything else on that. The yarn he used was Knit Picks Brava Sport in the color brindle, and we figured out the size measures to a 0 to 6 month size. I can't remember what he used. I think the needle that it called for and everything, and so you were figuring out your stitches for your gauge and went with that size. All right, so next one here, this is the Openworks Diamonds Baby Blanket, and it's based on, let's see here, the Openwork Diamonds pattern in a Treasury of Knitting Patterns Volume 1 by Barbara Walker. It's knit up in Knit Picks Brava worsted, 100% acrylic. With it being a gift knit, he wanted it to be acrylic, 218 yards per 100 grams, and he used 4 balls of the color denim. Excuse me, my notes. You just saw behind the camera there for a second, didn't you? Okay, so he's given me notes on how he did this. So if you're interested, this is how it was done. He did 10 border ridges of garter, slipping the first stitch, then 12 diamond patterns across. He tracked the amount of yarn needed for the border and 1 yarn repeat, and the size was determined by having that much yarn left, playing yarn chicken. It ended up unblocked to be 27 inches by 41 inches, and he did a crochet cast on using the same size hook as the needle. He thinks he used a US 8. But then he cast off using a needle 2 sizes larger to match up the cast on edge. And I would have shown you a picture of it folded up, but here is a picture of it where you can see the pattern opening up where he was blocking it today. So that was just, he decided on a pattern as far as the lace pattern he wanted, and he just went with it from there. All right, so that is it for all of that. The only thing left in is life happens. Was it last weekend? There's so much that's happened since then. 2 weeks ago, I ended up with asthma-induced bronchitis. So I was just miserable. Y'all didn't want to hear me coughing all through the podcast and everything. So that put it off. And then this last weekend, Bill had signed me up for a drop spindle class. And of course, I'll have to show it to y'all later. I have a little bitty spool of my first wool. But I went to Utah Yarn in Waxahache, Texas, and took a class that June Covington taught, all on drop spindle. She was using Rambouillet, and used a bottom whirl. I've got a little bit of video of it whenever we were doing it, but I'm going to attach that video to my yarn crawl video because I'm not going to make it back down. I told them that. So I went ahead and recorded for the yarn crawl for that location. And I've tried doing drop spindle. I have a Turkish spindle, but the drafting is what I was having trouble with. And so I didn't make very much yarn. Bill made 3 times as much as I did. But I at least got a little better figuring out you're supposed to hold it like a butterfly, not hold it in your fist, which is what I've been doing basically. I need to be more butterfly when I'm holding my fiber. So I'm going to keep working with this, keep trying it out, and I'll let y'all know how I'm doing with it. But after that, we went down and had lunch with our parents. Everything seemed to be going good. Unfortunately, Dad is not well. And so there's some stuff coming up soon that we're going to be helping him with. So Sam is much better. He's walking around without any assistance. He's just having to build up his stamina. So thank you for all your prayers for that, for his knee surgery. I don't think I talked to you. Oh, Ziva, our Chihuahua, was feeling very bad for her daddy. So she jumped off of a chair, did it in a wrong manner. We didn't see her doing it. It's one that she's jumped off a million times, but she messed up her right back leg. It's not broken or anything, but she's doing much better as well. But she's been limping around for the last 2 weeks on the same leg that her daddy limps on. So I've had both of them limping, and we've been carrying Ziva around, getting her from place to place and limiting her activity. So I've had both of them, and now Dad's not doing well. So I don't know what's in store as far as my next videos and everything coming up, other than to say that, yarn crawl's coming up. I'm going to do fewer probably yarn shops this year. I am still going to crawl, but I'm not going to make it to all of them. I know that now. I'm probably going to only crawl 1 day, maybe 2, and probably spend 1 day just hanging out at On the Lamb Yarn Shop. So I volunteered to help Heather, even if that just means me standing around talking and directing traffic or something like that, because, we'll see what I can do. But hopefully I will be a help and not a hindrance. But that's basically going to be yarn crawl for me this year. I know a lot of people do enjoy that in my travels and everything, and I want to try still do some yarn crawling. It's just not going to be all the shops. But all the shops that were in last year are in again this year. We haven't lost anybody. We haven't gained anyone. So it's still going to be the same shops. But so if you want to go back to last year's, you can kind of take a peek there and see some of my antics. All right, anything else? Podiversary is coming up, but since I just did a drawing for the 500 subscribers, I'm probably not going to do anything for the Podiversary this year other than celebrate it in some way. But I'm probably going to wait until later in the year before I do any more drawings. I got to get this stuff out the door first and everything. So I will see you guys later. Y'all have a great rest of the month, and actually it won't be that long till you see me again, because you'll be seeing me for the yarn crawl. All right, if you are here in the area, North Texas Yarn Crawl starts the 26th, I think. Let me look at a calendar. The 25th. It starts Friday the 25th and goes through May 4th. So if you're here in the area, check it out online. I'll have a link down below, and come on and crawl with us. I think that's pretty much it, and I will see you real soon.